I don't know why I started recording when I was taking a drink of my hot chocolate, but here we are. Anyway, hi everyone, this is Katie Carney for Katie Carney Stitching, and it is the 17th of December. I don't know where the last month went. It's been an awful Christmas season, but we're here. We're surviving, not thriving. It's okay. I'll be honest, I have not had time to do much stitching because, well, there's been a lot of knitting. I finished the orange sweater that I had been working on for a friend, but that had to go out in the mail Friday. I finished it last Sunday. My friend was in Europe, so she didn't want me to mail it till the 13th, and then I couldn't get to the post office till Friday, but that's okay. She will hopefully get it the week before Christmas, and it's her birthday Christmas present, so that's fine. My sister-in-law, I made her a shawl and mittens for her birthday. They're finally done, but they're wrapped and in a bag because by wrapped, I mean they're in a bag in tissue paper. I do not wrap. I hate wrapping. So that's done. And then I do have a couple finishes actually, and a whip and some knitting and another whip. Actually, so I've really only been stitching in the morning for like a half hour, 40 minutes, very early when I get up. And then in the evenings, I've been sitting with Fra and watching the news and like Frasier or Big Bang Theory or whatever, and I've been knitting. It's hard to stitch downstairs in my house because it's dark, for one. And then also, I don't have a stand down there, so I have to stitch in hand. And then I've had so much Christmas knitting to do that sincerely I don't have time to stitch. I must knit. So what can you do? So anyway, I have a couple whips to show you. And then I'm hoping, so today's the 17th, and then the week after Christmas, I work that whole week. I have the 26th off. I took that for my New Year's holiday, so I'll work New Year's Day. Which is fine. But I have a doctor's appointment, I think, on Thursday of next week. Can't wait to get on the scale after Christmas. So I have a doctor's appointment, and hopefully I'll be able to do a whip parade that day. And if not, the 30th, I'm going to do a whip parade and go over my plans for 2024. So I think I don't really have any updates other than everything's terrible, but we're surviving, not thriving. So it's great. So let's get to it. So my first finish is my 4th Prairie Schooler of the year, and I finished this, I want to say the end of November, which means that I finished my 4 Prairie Schoolers for the year. This is 1995 Santa, using 18 count Fiddler's Cloth, Ada, and the called for DMC. My poor DMC is rough looking, and that is because I am now 3 years into this project, and some of these are still the original skeins of floss. So anyway, next year I will do 96, 97, 98, 99. And here it is. So I did not love this one at all. I didn't like the sun and the moon, and I had a heck of a time. You can't really see. There's stitching here, but it's going to rain here today, so it's the lighting is very strange. I didn't love this one. It's probably the one I've liked the least, but that's okay. 1995 is done. And then I think I told you in my last video, my hope is to turn these into little books. I did talk to Vanna about that, and she gave me some people to look into who have done similar things. So hopefully I will. If I'm going to do 10 years in a book, I can do my first book next year because I have 12 years done now. So are you ready for a giant finish? I did finish this, I think, the day before Thanksgiving. Are you ready? I'm going to stand up. This was my oldest whip. And this is Celtic Autumn. 32 count natural linen. A DMC conversion by Little Cat, which can be found on the Lavender and Lace conversion page. So, a couple things. First off, I did do all the beading in the skirt, as you can see. And there should be a lot more beading in the top section. But personally, I do not like the look of the beads in the border at all. I hated it. I put what needed to go in so it didn't look terrible, but other than that, I left the beads off. And when I do the other ones, I will, in the letters, stitch in where the beads go. Because I did not like the beads at all. So from now on, the dresses, I do think the beads look nice, but I just did not like it in the border, so I'm not going to do it. So anyway, I love her. This was my oldest whip. Now my next oldest whip is also a lavender and lace, and that is Christmas Spirit, and hopefully that'll be a finish next year. We shall see. So those are my two finishes for today. Then I forgot it downstairs, but I also have 3/4 of my brother's second sock that I've been working on. I could finish that in like 40 minutes, but I'm not rushing on that because that I can take to work. The other knitting I'm working on, I cannot. So the other knitting project, I finished the sweater on Saturday? I must have finished it Saturday. And then I finished it early and I did a little cross stitching downstairs after that. And then I started from this book, The Fellowship of the Knits, for my dad. This dwarf helmet. And I have to be honest, when I looked at the pattern, I didn't initially notice that it was in 2 colors. So there was a little bit of panic when I figured that out, and I had purchased this color yarn. This is a fingering weight from Hobby Lobby, and I had no contrasting color. And I looked online. I looked at Hobby Lobby. They had nothing. I looked at Michael's and Joann's online. They had nothing. They carry sock yarn on Amazon now. This is a new thing since you could never get like decent yarn on Amazon. You could get like crappy yarn and it was never cheap. But now you can. So I found a brown sock yarn that I really liked. And there it is. And I have started my dad's dwarf helmet. So I started this Friday night. So it's actually not color work in that you are really just stitching every other row with a different color and slipping stitches so that you get the look of color work. So I like it so far. I will say the Hobby Lobby yarn is not the best yarn I've ever used. It came in 2 pieces, and then, which sock yarn is not supposed to. It shouldn't end and then restart. And then I also had a pull in it. And it wasn't cheap. It's not that it was cheap sock yarn. It wasn't like $4 Croy or something. It was a hand dyed. So that's my other knitting project. And then when I finished the sweater, I just wanted to cross stitch a little bit because I miss it. And so I came upstairs and I was looking for something that I could stitch downstairs in hand and that I didn't need like pattern keeper or anything. So I actually pulled out Frogwart's Year 2. And I had taken this to the retreat and didn't work on it at all. So I have not done very much, but all I did was I picked up this bottom section here is all the same all the way across. And I think I was to like here. So I've just been working on that. It's repetitive and easy and good for down there stitching. Though I think I really want to finish, well, to really start. I need to do this guy because I know I'm going to hate doing that. I'm self-aware, so if I need to do it, or I just won't. I'll just put it off until forever and not do it. So, and I think that could also be done fairly easily in hand. I did order a lap stand on Amazon. A cheap one, like $40 or $30, I don't remember, to try that it will hold my hoop, so that I can stitch downstairs with Fra, because I have really enjoyed our evenings together and I don't want to give those up. So, yes, that's my cross stitch whip, and then I have one more cross stitch whip. So I really wanted to finish this by the end of, Frogworks is using mostly the DMC. Where I have the fancy floss, I'm subbing that in. But it has a lot of colors, so the DMC is the way to go on that. And then I am using a 32 count parchment, and I don't remember who it's by. They recommended a company, and I bought it. And the problem is there's going to be 7 of those, and I don't have enough fabric, but that's okay. And my hope is to turn all of these into drums, but I'm terrified to do that, so gotta find a finisher, I think. I think drums are just beyond my capabilities. Anyway, coming to America. I think I started this in 2021, if I remember correctly. I did not start it when everybody else did, but I think I started it on the right day, but a year late. I am using the called for floss. My dad got it for me as a gift. And I'm using 40 count vintage country mocha. So the called for is DMC, Weeks, and Gentle Arts, and Classic Colorworks, actually. I'm not doing the whole thing. And to be honest, I don't really like working on this. I just want it to be done because I'm far enough along that I want to get it done. So I'm doing the ship and down to 1620 here, skipping all of this. And then I am going to do these words, skipping this, and doing Plymouth. Because I already did Cape Cod, so I feel obligated to do Plymouth. And that's it. That's all I'm doing. And then who knows when or if I'll ever frame it, because I don't know where I would put it. I don't know how big it's going to be. I am ready for it to be done, though. It's huge. So, like I said, I've been working. The last time you saw this, I thought I had more done than I did. I had Cape Cod was almost done except for like right here. And I left the fish off. I just did the regular color. And then I had the start of... Oh, I'm sorry. I was working over here. I had... She was almost done. The cross was in. These animals were not finished, but they were in. And that was it. So, I mean, I have been working on this slowly but surely. But when you're only stitching for a half hour, 45 minutes a day, like, you're not getting that much done. Let me just pull my needle minder off. So I do have the little... I love this. I was so happy I got the little girl pilgrim needle minder because they had boys and girls, and it was just luck of the draw. And here it is. Nope, hang on. There we go. And here it is. So so where that line is at the bottom, above that, everything is complete. I finally got the beaks on the chickens. That was the last thing. I did the what do they call it? What do they call backstitching. I got the backstitching on the chickens done. Wow. So there's that. Actually, it's cute. It is cute. It's just a pain. So the ladies are done. The cross stitching is very cute. I thought the pigs were adorable, I'll be honest. So this afternoon I'm gonna video chat with Jen. So I'm going to work on the 1620. coming along slowly but surely. I was hoping to get it done by the end of the year so I could have one less whip in 2024. And maybe so next, when my dad's hat's done, I'm not knitting anything until the new year because I have a couple pairs of mittens to make, but they're very fast and I don't need them till January 6th. And I think I have the first pair done or almost done. I could check. Hang on. So I have the first one done except for the thumb, and the second one started. And then one of them is for a toddler, so it's really tiny. So they won't take long. Maybe I won't take the whole week in between Christmas and New Year's off from knitting. Maybe I'll still bring my knitting to work on, but in the evenings, I'm going to stitch. And I'll probably figure out a way to work on that on Coming to America downstairs. Problem is 40 count without a light is in my dark house. My house is dark. I don't have any overhead lights in any rooms except for the kitchen and the bathroom downstairs. And my bedroom currently has an overhead light. But other than that, no overhead lights. The downstairs is just the kitchen. Yeah, it's dark. My house is dark and it's old and it's winter and it's gonna rain. It's dark and that's fine. Anyway, this is a very short video because, like I said, I haven't been stitching a ton. I do want to finish Coming to America, like I said. And, like, look at this. Like, I have so much wasted fabric down here. And then, to be honest, I like, there's not enough over here to do anything with, but what a sin of 40 count vintage country mocha that I'm wasting. And then I initially had this on scroll rods. Look at how much I'm wasting up here. What was I thinking? It's fine. What can you do? It's too late now. But like I said, I am looking forward to finishing that and reclaiming that 40 count vintage country mocha. Anyway, I hope that you are all having a wonderful Christmas holiday season, whatever holidays you might or might not celebrate. If you're like me and having a horrible holiday season and kind of faking it until you make it, know that I'm praying for you and for me and for just praying. There's a lot of praying going on. It's okay to not be okay. If you ever need to talk, you can always reach out to me. I'm here for you. Thank you for watching. Thank you for your comments. Thank you for your likes. Thank you for reaching out. It really means a lot to me. This is definitely a bright spot in what is a dark time for me. So, stay safe, y'all. Thank you for everything. And I will see you hopefully in like 10 days, 12 days for a whip parade. And then hopefully next year we knock some whips off the list. Anyway, Merry Christmas. Bye.